weather condition over a period of 30 years period is said to be the climate of a place. Temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation are elements of weather and climate. Generalized monthly atmospheric conditions determine the basis on which the year is divided into the seasons: summer, winter, and rainy. India has a monsoon type of climate. Monsoon is basically a seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year. There is a huge difference in temperature from one part of India to another. Form of precipitation, its amount and seasonal distribution also differ from one part of India to another. Coastal areas observe lesser difference in temperature conditions. It is the interior of India that experiences temperature contrasts. Climatic controls. The interplay of latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, pressure and wind system, ocean currents, and relief features determine climatic conditions of a place. Factors affecting India's climate. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from the Rann of Kutch to Mizoram. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by various atmospheric conditions, namely pressure and surface winds, upper air circulation, western cyclonic disturbances, and tropical cyclones. An apparent force caused by the Earth's rotation is called Coriolis force. Jet streams are narrow belts of high altitude westerly winds in the troposphere. The western cyclonic disturbances are weather phenomena of the winter months brought in by the westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. The Indian monsoon. The climate of India is strongly influenced by monsoon winds. The Intertropical Convergence Zone is a broad tuft of low pressure in equatorial latitudes where the northeast and southeast trade winds converge. El Nino is a warm ocean current that flows past the Peruvian coast in place of the cold Peruvian current every 2 to 5 years. Monsoon arrives at the southern tip of Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. The Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal branches of the monsoon merge over the northwest part of the Ganga plain. The withdrawal or the retreat of monsoon is a more gradual process which begins in the northwest states of India by early September. Distribution of rainfall. Owing to the nature of monsoons, the annual rainfall is highly variable from year to year. Areas of high rainfall are liable to be affected by the floods, while areas of low rainfall are drought prone. The season. Four main seasons can be identified in India: the cold weather season, the hot weather season, the advancing monsoon, and the retreating monsoon with some regional variations. Days are warm and nights are cold. The striking feature of the hot weather season are strong, gusty, hot, dry winds blowing during the day over the north and northwest India called Loo. Monsoons has breaks to rainfall, that it has wet and dry spells. In northern India, January is typically cold with average temperature ranging from 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius and even dropping below freezing in some areas of the Himalayas. Fog and smog are common during this time of year, especially in cities like Delhi, which can lead to poor visibility and health issues. In southern India, the temperatures are milder, with average temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. This is also the dry season, with low humidity and minimal rainfall. In eastern India, January is usually cool and dry, with average temperatures ranging from 15 degrees Celsius. In western India, January is relatively mild and dry, with average temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. However, some parts of the region can experience cool weather due to the influence of the western disturbance, a weather system that brings rain and snow to the region. Overall, January is considered a winter month in most parts of India, with cooler temperatures and low humidity. It is also a time of relatively low rainfall, especially in southern and western India, making it a popular time for tourists to visit. The monsoon, unlike the trades, are not steady winds but are pulsating in nature. The duration of the monsoon is between 100 to 120 days from early June to mid-September. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. Subsequently, it proceeds into two, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai about 10 days later on approximately the 10th of June. This is a fairly rapid advance. The Bay of Bengal branch also advances rapidly and arrives in Assam in the first week of June. The lofty mountains causes the monsoon winds to deflect towards the west. Advancing monsoon, the rainy season. By early June, the low pressure condition over the northern plains intensifies. In southeast trade winds cross westerly direction, entering the Indian peninsula as the southwest monsoon. As these winds blow over warm oceans, they bring abundant moisture to the subcontinent. The monsoon winds cover the country in about a month. The inflow of the southwest monsoon into India brings about a total change in the weather. Early in the season, the windward side of the Western Ghats receives very heavy rainfall, more than 250 centimeters. The Deccan Plateau and parts of Madhya Pradesh also receive some amount of rain in spite of lying in the rain shadow area. The maximum rainfall of this season is received in the northeastern part of the country. Retreating or post-monsoons, the transition season. During October-November, with the apparent movement of the sun towards the south, the monsoon trough or the low-pressure trough over the northern plains becomes weaker. This is gradually replaced by a high-pressure system. The southwest monsoon winds weaken and start withdrawing gradually. By the beginning of October, the monsoon withdraws from the northern plains. The months of October to November form a period of transition from hot rainy season to dry winter conditions. The retreat of the monsoon is marked by clear skies and rise in temperature.